told me that she'd be sending me a photo book, so...
Me and Emily have been friends for a few years now. Even though we no longer live close together, we still talk all the time. And they sent me a photo book of memories over the years between us.
Oh my gosh. We made these pictures look so good, like we were in this movie set. But we were really in Hobby Lobby.
Even from the very first page, it's just all hitting me. I love seeing the memories, and it's like things that I forgot about.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. I did not even remember that she took that picture. So we used to go to yoga. We were out on the summer day. I love looking back and seeing that I wore that outfit. Oh, wow.
It's definitely fun looking back at this. It's crazy how much time has passed, but it also wasn't really that long ago.
We would meet up at Starbucks. We actually wouldn't really study. Emily just looks so different. That was before Emily's transition.
It's crazy to see how both of us have changed so much.
We're not even halfway through. I wasn't really feeling photogenic that day, but that's what I loved. Emily would always take photos, even feel like it. Those are those raw moments that you don't pose for, so of course at the time you hate the pictures, but then you look back and you love them. I always lit my s'mores on fire because I was impatient. I don't burn it anymore, but at the time I certainly did. That was my 21st birthday. There are times where I don't know what to do in a picture, so I'll just make this crazy face.
Some of these photos certainly are making me want to get out and dress up again and just look my absolute best.
I love that outfit. It was also after the first time I had gotten lip filler. I was feeling nice because I had bigger lips and it was new to me. And we went to a club and no one was there. Looking back, wow. Emily painted that. Me. I framed this poem that she actually handwritten in there.
Friends like this are definitely like finding a needle in a haystack. So I am just so thankful and appreciative of everything that Emily's done for me.
Hey, I just looked at the photo album and it's so amazing. I like look at some pictures that I forgot that you had taken or I didn't know that you had taken. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm glad that you took them, even at moments where I didn't feel photogenic.
Well, I'm really glad that you got it and you like it.
I am so happy that you are becoming who you've always been. Truly, I would much rather you be who you are now than have to feel like, you know, you're not who you want.
Could you tell that I was like really uncomfortable all the time?
I couldn't tell. Maybe it was because like we had so much fun when hanging out that maybe it distracted you.
Yeah, like looking back on pictures, like I like never really smiled. But you know when people like smile genuinely, they smile with their eyes.
Yeah, and you can see the light.
It definitely saddens me to hear that most of the time Emily was not feeling their best. They weren't their happiest because they were just walking around every day not being who they really were deep down inside.
In the next coming years, we need to go to Greece and check out this place in real life.
We will.
It's definitely just so crazy to see how much life has changed for the both of us, and I am certainly so proud of both of us. I will certainly treasure these memories forever, and I can't wait for the ones to come in the future. I'm excited about seeing this psychic. I'm definitely not feeling my happiest today because I missed an appointment that was very important to me. But I've been thinking of seeing a psychic lately. I've been doing my research and I found one that's really caught my eye. And I saw this as a perfect opportunity to go ahead and see what this is all about. I've been having a dream about someone from my past who like broke my heart, but it was like a complicated friendship. Out of nowhere, I had a dream about someone who was in my past. It kind of struck a chord with me because I haven't thought of this person in so long, but for some reason I had this dream and I wanted to see if maybe there was some sort of message behind this and get some sort of clarity. Like I haven't thought about it in a long time, but then randomly like I start thinking about it.
Did you see them recently?
No, they appeared in my dream and I was like confronting them about some stuff. There was definitely a lot that went down in this friendship. It really impacted me as a person. I wanted to see what the metaphysical insight was on this situation. I thought maybe I should go see a psychic, just see if she has anything to say about that situation itself. Like, am I crazy? I don't think I am. I know that there were points there on both sides, but of course there were like restraints due to like religion and us being so young and, just insecurity. I'm definitely glad that things have fallen into place this way today, because had I not missed the appointment, I don't know when I would have actually been able to go see this psychic. I think everything happens for a reason. Maybe I wasn't able to do this appointment today for my filler because maybe it was supposed to direct me to go see this person.
I think my older sister went to a psychic before, and then I think my little sister wants to go.
What did your older sister think of the psychic?
I think she thought it was a scam. Like, she got scammed out of money.
I know not everyone believes in this kind of thing. I like to keep an open mind when it comes to stuff like this. I don't know what I don't know. Just because I don't have that ability doesn't mean that stuff like that doesn't exist. I looked this up online, because I've been scared of the same thing. I've never been to a psychic before. I've had tarot card readings done, but I've never actually seen a psychic. This person has 5 stars, and I've read the reviews, and I read up on multiple people, and she's the one that I felt like I wanted to go with. The person I'm seeing today is known for their accurate readings. I thoroughly believe I'm going to the right person today. Definitely have things that I want to ask her, but I don't want to give away too much information. So I want to sort of see I don't know, how much she knows. It's not that I don't trust her, it's just I don't want to volunteer all this information to her. I'm still a human being, so I may have some parts of me that are feeling a little type of way, but overall I do feel like I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, did they also guess a lot by your body language?
When I come in?
I think I might with you.
Okay. The reader is not allowing cameras in today, and Sarah isn't wanting to come in either. I definitely respect that. This is something that is very private for me, so I think it's best that I do this alone.
Watch her be like, you can come inside, Be like, I'm good, thank you.
She'll be like, where's your friend?
Be like, you know what? This was a bad idea.
Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll come out transformed with a new perspective. So the reading took about 15 to 20 minutes, but I'm definitely glad I did it because there were a lot of questions answered that I felt I needed clarity on. How long was that?
It's not long. About 15 minutes.
I definitely think it was great that it was a private thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she said that everything looks good in a financial business aspect, but there's a negative energy in my love life. The reading was good, but there was an area where it picked up on some negative energy, and that was my love life. Because of influences, things that have happened, but that it is a priority that I do want to fix it. I'm just worried that going into the career that I want, especially if this series were to go somewhere, I get worried that people wouldn't really love me for me, that they would just want my money, or because I'm known if that were the case. There's definitely a lot of restraint for me in wanting to fix that area of my life right now, certainly because I have a lot of things going on career-wise that I'm wanting to focus on. I'm not wanting to put the energy into someone else and potentially ruin that. I've lived all of my life just so independent. I'm not used to being so vulnerable with people. Why now all of a sudden, when I have a lot going on for me, do I need to open myself up in that way? She was like, it's something that you felt like if you were to meet your soulmate, you'd want to meet them before your career, right? And I said, yeah. She said, so don't you think that you'd want to work on your love life then? There's that fear that working on my love life would interfere with my career, because I don't want to jeopardize, especially if the love life has been crap so far. Why would I give up everything else that I've wanted in life for love? She definitely recommends a spiritual cleansing for my love life. She says everything else looks good. So I definitely want to consider it. I also want this sort of thing to happen naturally on its own. I don't want to feel like I'm searching for it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I don't want to chase it. The reading was also able to pick up on a past few experiences that influenced me being able to be vulnerable with other people. She certainly was able to pick up on the friendship from the past that I had a dream about. And she said that the person from my past that I had a dream about, he had problems of his own. He's not really in a good place, and he has thought of me over the years, but there's things in his own world that because it's not his reading, she can't clarify on.
Yeah.
But she says that there's definitely some energy of kids, and but that she does see that there is a reconnection. It's not necessarily that we're gonna have anything, but at least there's gonna be like a talk. Yeah. I think people envision like a psychic being like, I look at you and I know everything about you. But it's a little different than that.
Yeah.
It just shows that like, I feel like I've done everything that I needed to on my part. So it's not up to me.
Right.
All I can really focus on is, career stuff, and family and friendships. And
That's good.
she says that there will be a guy that I thought was a friend that turns out they're not a good friend, and it would be disappointing to me because I wouldn't have expected it. But, that's life.
So like a friend that you already have that turns out isn't a friend? Yeah. That sucks.
And it's specifically a boy.
Oh,
Or a guy, man, whatever. That's fine. I'm not...
Well, at least you kind of have a heads up.
Yeah.
You can be on the lookout for that. Any red flags.
The things that she touched up on just really made sense. It reassured me that it wasn't just a one-way street. My intuition was correct the entire time, but this person had a lot of turmoil and still does to this day, and was just willing to hide that through me. I find it really unfortunate, but the situation was what it was, and I definitely knew these things, but it just helped to get a metaphysical aspect of it, even all these years later, because even though it was so long ago, it definitely made such a huge impact on me as a person. It still sparks emotion like it happened today. You sort of just learn to live with situations and just let it be because it is what it is, and you just have to learn to live with it. But sometimes when that box is opened, you get all of these compartmentalized emotions and it just hits you. And I'm sort of sitting there like, well, what do I do with this? But there's nothing really that I can do about it. I've played my part in the role. There's just so much that I've accomplished as a person since that situation. I'm not that same person. I don't have to feel like it defines me because it doesn't. And I don't have to let the situation weigh me down like it used to. There's nothing else that I need to do. Just live my life.
Yeah.
I'm definitely wanting to check in with my friend Priscilla who lives in California. I definitely want to tell her about the experience I'm having.
Okay, I want to hear all of it.
Me and Priscilla met by chance. I was visiting LA one summer for a few days. Me and my group of friends were hanging out with someone who I thought was a friend. He was touring us around, showing us places, and then ended up ditching us on Venice Beach and left. And we didn't hear from him again. And so we hung out on the beach all day. It was an amazing fun time, even though we were a little pissed off about what happened. Then hours later, we decided to go get some food. So we took a lift to In-N-Out, and that's where I happened to meet Priscilla. It's just so crazy to think that I wouldn't have met her had this situation not occurred. Had I not been in California that week, I just find it an absolute blessing that I met Priscilla. Yeah, I'm glad that we met that night. It was just by chance, You and your friends could have made one extra stop or gone somewhere else. Me and my friends, the only reason why we went there was because we were like, oh, we should go to In-N-Out. Because we got abandoned on the beach by that person we thought was a friend, and so we were on the beach all day just hanging out. And I just hate the thought of what if, I just can't imagine having not met you. It's these kind of situations that it makes me thoroughly believe things do happen for a reason. Like, I'll start with the day. I had missed my filler appointment because I was going to film today, of course. So I picked up my film person. It was totally my fault. Like, I left my house by the time I should have actually been at her house. And so I called Kristen ahead of time. I said, hey, I'm running a little behind, but I'm on my way. Cars were driving slow as hell already to begin with. There was construction leaving. Like, I was literally almost there by the time she texted and said, I didn't realize it was gonna take this long. I'm so sorry, but I don't think we have enough time because the slot's for 30 minutes and she's so popular, and I knew that was gonna happen. I was just like in such disbelief. I really took this long that like I had to get canceled. I looked forward to this for weeks. I just literally had an anxiety attack. I know it's silly to think about, wow, someone gets anxiety just from missing a filler appointment. Cosmetic things are very important to me. I've always been about taking care of myself, keeping up with my appearance. It just really hit an artery today, missing an appointment that I looked forward to for so long. I'm not gonna lie, it really did throw off my whole day, and I was in such a fragile state of mind. Priscilla understands where I'm coming from because she also gets lip fillers and cosmetic work done. It's both so important to us, so I'm I'm glad that I can express these emotions to someone who truly understands what I'm going through right now. I was like, you know what, why don't I go see that psychic then that I was like looking online about? So I called her and I was like, when's your soonest? And she said 11:30, and that was about like 40 minutes ahead of time. So I was like, okay, I'm on my way. I said, you know, I've been filming. Is it okay if I had my camera person? She was like, no, I don't like to be recorded. And I was like, that's totally fine. Like, I respect it. I brought it up to her. I said, the reason why I came to you today is because there was an iffy friendship that I had as a teenager where this person was very affectionate with their words and like their demeanor. I knew that there were feelings and I knew I wasn't crazy. Because of the way they were with me, I grew feelings for this person. But it was just like an elephant in the room for us. This person's actions and words definitely had an impact on me. I definitely didn't feel the way I did for no reason. And then his mother was judgmental. From the start, I knew she had something against me, and I didn't tell her all the details of what happened. She said, this person turned their back on you unexpectedly. And it was true. They were like, well, it's a sin to be like that, but then they act a certain way, and it's just like, you know. So I finally opened up about my sexuality to them, and they were cool with it at first, but then that's what became the issue, you know, with their friends. And so they turned their back on me and they started calling me homophobic slurs. I was vulnerable with them. I trusted them, you know, with this detail. It was definitely a big move for me to be able to trust this person with such vulnerable information. For them to go and use that against me and create a big problem out of it later down the road, it really crushed me as a person. I had a dream of them where I was able to confront their mom on their bias towards me and how they criminalized me, made me feel like I was like 100% at fault, made me feel like a predator. And because my mom didn't really know how to stand up for me, my mom just like sort of just listened to everything that mom had to say, and I had to just stand there and act like I wasn't listening to the phone call, and I just had to eat all that without my mom defending me when I was like provoked by who I thought was my friend. It is so traumatizing. It wasn't the only influence, but it certainly influenced insecurities with my own sexuality, being able to open up to people, being able to trust people, being vulnerable to people, made me feel like I was just like this bad person. I didn't really feel like I had the closure to the situation entirely. I was trying to seek that myself, and it just led to a bunch of negative situations. I hated that I was made out to be this horrible person, as if I'm the one who started all of this, and as if it was just all in my head. I really just used to blame myself for the situation. I just felt so much injustice in that situation.
Like you're talking about it now, but throughout the next couple of days, weeks, even like a couple months, what she says, like instead of have like a flashback of like the words that she's talking.
The reading was like a massage. Right after, you may feel the soreness from it, and it may take a day or two to just readjust and recover. So she said, yeah, this person turned their back on you unexpectedly, and it was like, you know, traumatizing for you. But she also said they have their own darkness that they're dealing with. Even if I tried to hide it, it's like being naked in front of the world. Like, everyone knows no matter what you do. So I have no choice but to own it. I've definitely had no choice but to be real with who I am. Some people are able to hide that, and it leads to a lot of problems in their life later down the road. So for me, it is a curse and a blessing, because yes, it's unfortunate to feel naked in front of the whole world every day. People just know who you are, but also it means I'm living my true, authentic life. I have no choice but to be true to myself. I'm not living this false narrative because I'm open to who I really am. She said that there will be an encounter in the future, about a year and some months, give or take. It was just such an uncomfortable situation and too much for them to handle that, you know, of course for me too, that, you know, they just couldn't face it. She said that they're going to be the ones to reach out. It's not about like being something. Like, it's not like, you know, if we were to cross paths, what I would expect. Being told that in a matter of time I will be reached out to by this person, I really didn't know how to take that. I don't know what that all will entail. It definitely left me thinking for a while. If this happened, what would I do? If that happened, how would I react? I'm not going to be stopped by the situation. I'm not going to dwell on it and like worry about what's going to happen in the future. I don't know if I would really let this person back into my life as a friend. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm always open to a conversation with someone, but I'm also very good at establishing boundaries. This was such a bad situation for me that I'm gonna do what's best for me, and I'm gonna protect myself. Like, part of me, I don't know. I mean, it would have to be like we would have to see, you know. There's just no way that we're both the same. We were so young, complete different people. I think it's weird to re-meet someone that you once knew because you're not a stranger to them necessarily, but in a way you really are. And that's hard to come by when you used to be so close with the person. I think the connection will be on their terms, but then everything else moving forward will be on my terms. I took all the bullets from the friends, from that person, from the mom. I took all the bullets and I still stood.
He took all the bullets because he wasn't ready. He couldn't.
Yeah, and I don't know, there's kind of that you really let me take all those bullets. I definitely felt like a shoe mat in that situation. Like I took all the mud and I took all the bullets for the sake of this person's insecurity and denial about their part in the situation. That situation was one of many that just proved how strong I am as a person. I don't let things defeat me. Even if they may throw me off balance for a while, I stay standing. Things happen for a reason, even if I'm not able to tell you why. There have definitely been a lot of situations, this situation included, where I've just asked, why did that happen? What was the point of all this? Why did I have to go through that? But I overcame it, and I'm glad I did. And even if it doesn't make sense to you, there's things that just you can't explain.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It's just something you can't explain, but it's there. I definitely feel like people should be open to things like this because they can give you a new perspective. They can give you clarity on situations that you've thought about. And even if it seems silly, there are just things we can't explain in this world. That doesn't mean that we should invalidate its existence or ridicule it.
And the fact that you went to her just by you just needed it just shows that you are at higher frequency than typical people. Because other people would say, oh, that's crazy.
That's why I always keep an open mind, even with my religion and all. It's like, you don't know what you don't know.
So, you've been able to Christians, people in religions, so wrong that you wanted to go do that. But again, it is what it is. You felt like you needed it, and so I'm glad you did that.
It definitely, especially when I knew that something was going on the other side for that other person, I knew, but I just knew that I wasn't crazy. I knew that my intuition is strong. I definitely feel that my intuition was a gift given to me. There's just something about it that I've always been so intact with. I'm never gonna let someone challenge that. She asked me, said, I do believe that, there's multiple potential soulmates out there for someone, but, ultimately I said, I'd like to be with the best one. I certainly believe there's plenty of potential soulmates out in this world, but ultimately, I would like to be with the right one, whoever that may be. And if it happens, if it doesn't, oh well. I have other things to be proud of and to look forward to.
That incident that has happened, that's definitely helped mold you, but that kind of leads to a blockage. Yeah, for sure. So for her to say that you do need a cleansing, totally understand that. If that is what your gut is telling you and moving you towards, then do it. I appreciate Priscilla's support, reassuring me that I'm not a crazy person. Priscilla is also a needle in a haystack, and I am glad I stumbled upon her. Since the reading, I had definitely been adjusting to the emotions that I was feeling. I was happy I went, I felt uplifted, but there was also some sadness from it. A way I coped with it was to face my past more. I'm looking at pictures from the past, which is generally really hard for me. There's just so much weight from the past and pain that looking at pictures, even the happy memories, for some reason would ignite this anxiety and this sadness in me. Hey, what's up? So I never got the story about what really happened with your dad. So are you still on a quarantine?
Oh, I want to go get checked, but at the same time, I can't. I went to sleep early last night. My eyes feel so heavy.
Is your dad sick, or was he just around someone who was sick?
No, my brother.
Oh, so you're not going to go anywhere for 3 weeks?
I don't know.
So you know how Emily made me a photo album?
Mm-hmm.
I decided to put my pictures together because they've just been sitting in the drawer for years, and I don't know, it's time to put them together. It's just, I always get anxiety and I always get sad looking at pictures. but I don't know, it's just time to put it all together. The reading taught me it's okay to look at the past and accept it for what it is. Looking at the past doesn't have to be something painful. I want to put these pictures together, and this receiving the photo album from Emily definitely inspired me to do so. I'm gonna accept my past for what it is. I have nothing to run from. I only have things to be grateful for. So I went to a psychic.
How did that go?
She thinks that I need a spiritual cleaning for like my love life.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
To think that's the only cleaning I need. You sound like you're having sex. Oh, that's why.
Like
Oh
stuff.
my God. There's a picture of my mom leaning over me while I blow out the candle, but she's bent over so much I can see her nipple.
I had a picture like that when I was like 3.
Oh my God, this is insane. I'm gonna have to text her. Alright, well I'm gonna put this photo album together. I hope you feel better.
Tinkle.
Alright, bye. I'm definitely proud of myself. This certainly shows growth that, I once wasn't able to really face these pictures, but now I'm able to look at them, face them, and not be thrown off. It's become something heartfelt for me, where I look back and I feel joy. Even though the love life isn't a priority for me right now, I'm glad that this cleansing offer will always be on the table. I'm definitely glad that I have the friends I have. I think they are just all blessings and they are always by my side. I'm thankful that I'm able to look back at the memories and seek clarity in them, or be able to just face them and accept them for what they are. I'm not going to be someone who's running from things. That's just not who I am. I face things head on, I accept it for what it is, and I live with it. Even if I can't tell you why situations have happened in my life, I'm glad that they at least taught me to be strong.